Hey guys, good morning. It's July 9th and I'm running late, but I wanted to make sure I get a video up for you guys. Did I do one yesterday? I don't even remember. Anyway, doesn't matter. The past doesn't exist, right? And neither does the future. Different channel. All right, so today's words, we are going to talk about right, and right. So we've got a few different connotations of that word. So there's always, the first one, obviously, I think of when I think of right is left and right, left, right. And a trick for those of you that have a hard time with left and right, because my kids always had it, go like this. Whichever one makes an L, that's your left. Anyway, I don't know. So there's the direction, right. And then there's right as in correct. Those are actually spelled the same. And I'll explain that later. And then, of course, there's right as in, write in your journal. That's W-R-I-T-E. So, what do we do on this channel, guys? Yep, we look them up. What was the original intention of these words? So I'm going to actually start, we'll go backwards. I'm going to start with right, as in the verb, right? To form characters, symbols, etc., on a surface with an instrument such as a pen. Or to form words by inscribing characters or symbols on a surface. To spell in writing, to cover, fill, or fill in by writing. To set down in writing, such as draw up or draft. To be the author of, like composing, writing an essay. To express in literary form. To communicate by letter. To use or exhibit a specific script, language, or literary form or style in writing. For example, like where you write in Braille. To make a permanent impression of. Kind of like that one. To communicate with in writing. It is written. So that would be like ordained or fate. I'm actually going to stop there. I like that fate thing, right? Any of you that know me know I often say, don't speak that into existence. I don't know, I have a thing about it. If you can speak something into existence, what do you think happens when you write it down? That's crazy. You can actually write your own fate, right? The author of your own story. As in, you are the writer. When we take that, like metaphorical, the author of your own story, and we take that idea of writing, writing your fate down, and put it back with the original definitions. Sorry, my brain is foggy today, guys. With the original transitive verb definition, to form on a surface with an instrument such as a pen. Okay, so it doesn't say it has to be a pen, right? Because you could write in Braille, you could write in paint, you could write in chalk, you could write, it doesn't matter, whatever. It's just a permanent record of what it was that you spoke, for lack of a better way to say it. When you do that, it doesn't, okay, I'm thinking, all right, let me get organized. So you could write in your journal, right? But if you form characters on a surface, you could type on your computer. You could put pictures on your fridge. I'm just looking off into the distance here. There's a bunch of pictures on my fridge. That's literally forming symbols on a surface, right? So you, by definition, are writing on your fridge. The other word, right, let's look that up, is being in accordance with what is just, good, or proper. Conforming to facts or truth, like, I find that interesting because that's right under being in accordance with what is just, good, or proper. Conforming to facts or truth. I don't like that conforming. That's giving me pause. But anyway, I'll keep going. Genuine or real. Of or relating to, situated on, or being the side of the body which is away from the side on which the heart is mostly located. That's funny. I'm sorry, guys. That was just funny. Well, you'll see why. Located nearer to the right hand than to the left. That's kind of a dumb definition, but okay. Located to the right of an observer, facing the object specified, or directed as the right arm would point when raised out to the side. Okay, these are getting like ridiculous. It's the direction, okay? Having the axis perpendicular to the base, like a right angle. It's still direction. Of or relating to or constituting the principle of more prominent side of an object. As in like right side out. So I still see that as being sort of correct, okay? So we've got correct, we've got the direction, and we've got the putting symbols on a surface. So let's bring those all back together. In spirituality, it is, actually no, you know what, we won't even go there. In science, biology, they say left-brained people and right-brained people, right? Your right brain controls the left side of your body, and your left side controls the right side of your body. So your right side is more creative, right? So it controls the left. That's that creative, artistic, people are good in English instead of math. That would be left. The left side of your brain actually controls the right side, which would be your more logical side, your, that's your mathematics, your physics, your science, etc. And at some point, you hope to balance those two, right? They call it like brain balance, whatever. And that way you're not too creative and you're not too logical, whatever. But that right side, that's that logical, that's that, I call it the dad versus the mom, right? Mom just wants you to come home safe. Dad wants to beat the shit out of you when you get home for being late. I find that comical because that right side, that logical side, that's also used as the word to put things on a surface. It's tangible. It is, it's not thoughts. It's not dreamy, right? It's literally taking the time to logically write things down. And so I can see the correlation there with the right and the right, okay? The other part is the direction, right? You're going right or you're going left. There's no good, bad on direction. It's just a direction. You could even, and I'll mention David again in this one, but the right wing and left wing, I have no idea who's who in that. So, but there is a right wing and a left wing when it comes to politics and so forth, or theories or whatnot. At any rate, with right also being correct, that's where I have a problem. We've been conditioned subconsciously to believe that logic, that writing things down, that tangible, action-oriented part of our brain is the correct. We're using the same word for correct as we use for logic and tangible and disciplinary, if you will. Well, we've completely discounted the left side, which is the mom, right? The mom side, the creative side, the dreamy, the artistic, and even think about it, like you've seen movies and maybe you've been a victim of this, but the starving artists, right? But lawyers, I don't know why lawyers jumped in my head, but lawyers, I guess because they're logical, right? They're arguing, they're writing things down. I mean, a writ is a legal document, right? So that kind of stuff it's a moneymaker. I mean, I don't know of a lawyer that charges like $20 an hour, but maybe you do. If you do, let me know. But mostly you're looking at $400 or $500 an hour when you're working with a lawyer, right? But when you work with an artist or a dreamer type, healer even, they're looking at what? when they're, maybe depends on if they're famous or not. We won't get into all that. But the point being, you start out really doing stuff for free, honestly. So the world does not value our creativity and our dreamy side, right? It only values logic. It only values that tangible, what can I see, touch, taste, and feel. Or not feel even, just see and touch, and taste. But with the subconscious programming that we've had, that is the correct way, I think a lot of us have shied away from being our dreamy and creative selves. And, that makes me sad, really, because I know I did for a long time. I, in high school, was good in math and English, which I don't say that to say, I'm great or anything, because that's not the point of this, although I am phenomenal, but that's another story altogether. I'm just kidding. A lot of people are either good in math or they're good in English. There's a percentage of the population, and it's a minority, that are good in both. And it does represent a balance. It does represent honoring both sides of the coin there. And so that was high school, right? But then you grow up and you get married, you have kids, you have responsibilities and whatnot, and suddenly that you gotta be that lawyer mentality, right? And I actually chose computer programming as a career for myself, because I could still touch on that creative side, right? I don't know if any of you are computer programmers out there, but when you are programming software, there's a million different ways to do something, and you can get creative with it, and my challenge to myself was always writing the least amount of lines of code that I don't have to go back and fix later. Like, I tried to make it efficient, I guess is the word. So that's creatively using my logic. You see the balance there, right? It wasn't right, it wasn't wrong. It was just how I did it, and that made it creative. And I have to laugh. I'm thinking back to my dear friend Tim Tripconi, who's no longer with us, but we used to get into some really, really long conversations about coding, because it was a passion we had at the time, and it was just what we did. And I remember we were sitting in a bar one night, and we were talking about code, and he says, he's written books. I mean, this guy's amazing. He's phenomenal in what he does, and I was blessed enough to have him as a friend at any rate. He says, I really admire your coding style and your skills. And I thought, oh my God, what, me? Like, seriously? Didn't think I was that talented when it came to that. And he goes, yeah, no, you're what I like to call a lazy developer. And I went, well, that's mean, all right? And so he went further to explain it, in that it's writing code so efficiently that I didn't have to go back to maintain it or fix it. And once he explained it, it made sense, and I was honored, right? But that word lazy right away, I was like, what? That's not right. Huh, correct. Anyway, big long story, and I don't know how it tied in, but it did. Oh yeah, the left-right brain. So using the word right as in correct. I think we should start to use the word correct, at least. I'm gonna try to pay attention today to how many times the word right is used as correct and not direction or placing things on a surface, if you will, placing characters on a surface or ideas. So I challenge you to do the same. How many times do people use the word right when they should be saying correct? And then maybe I'll run some sort of experiment and use the word left to mean correct. maybe I can start a trend. Maybe we'll do a hashtag or a TikTok challenge, if you will. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, guys, I am running late. I gotta be somewhere in 9 minutes, and it's gonna take me 8 minutes to get there. So I challenge you to think about it. Just think about maybe using a different word instead of right. Maybe even with your kids, and maybe that subconscious programming of your logic is always the correct way. and get people to think outside the box, right? It takes a level of creativity because there's not only one right way to do things, and we all know that. So think about it, think about it. Go out there and plant some seeds, guys, and grow your words and taste your language. We'll talk soon.